So it appears that Mike Pence is in trouble politically, and that's because Donald Trump is the de facto leader of the Republican Party. He got like 72 million votes. He has a very, very massive fan base that is incredibly, incredibly vocal about their support for him. Polls showed that like a majority of Republicans think the election was stolen in one way or another. So he has a role in basically certifying the election results that were against Donald Trump. And so Trump, doesn't like him anymore. His fans also don't appear to like him anymore for obvious reasons. I don't really know whether to give Pence credit in a situation like this because the bar is just so low, and so it's hard for me to truly be able to give him credit for that. But I guess there has to be at least a little bit in there. But what this article says is, former Vice President Mike Pence is facing strong resistance from members of his party's pro-Trump base over his role in certifying the Electoral College results in the 2020 election. Pence has stepped up his public appearances recently and is set to appear at the Family Leadership Summit in Iowa next month alongside other high-profile Republicans. But his political future is complicated by his refusal in January to bow to pressure from then-President Trump to help deliver him a victory in the race against Joe Biden. And so what you're seeing is he's basically getting a ton of boos at these events. He's getting a lot of hate from people, of course, also from, Trump supporters really going after him, of course, as well. It says Trump has already come out swinging against his former vice president since January 6th, saying that day that Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done, and hinting in April that he'd consider Florida Governor Ron DeSantis as a potential running mate in 2024. Which, by the way, DeSantis is the new Trump, obviously. He's a mini Trump. He's completely insane. He's really, really scary. And I think I don't know if some polls were saying that he was leading the race for the future Republican candidate, but it could possibly be him. But I'm not really too worried about him winning the election, I would say. It says former Trump White House officials and current Trump aides universally praised Pence for his loyalty, and many privately were upset by how he was treated in his final days in office after January 6th. A source close to Pence argued the former vice president may be well positioned as a 2024 contender if the party is likely looking for someone who can straddle the fence between the party establishment and the Trump wing of the party, assuming Trump doesn't run himself. So I do think that he's definitely at the very least a potential 2024 candidate. For that reason, obviously you can straddle the base. Maybe he'll be the guy to come out and be like, oh, I don't like Trump. Maybe he'll be the guy to say that to embrace Trump. I don't know. He could definitely be a potential 2024 candidate. But he finds himself now in a position where he got the short-term gains of being a vice president, and now he doesn't, I think, really know where to actually go from here. Where is the political career of Mike Pence going to go? And what is the political future of the Republican Party? I keep saying this in all these videos I do because there just appears to be so much going on. When it comes to the future of the Republican Party, what is the future of the Republican Party? Are you going to go in a more Reagan-esque, George W. Bush-esque direction? Are you going to go in a Trumpian direction? Those are very, very different directions. So which way are you going to go is the question. And in the short term, it appears that they are trying to continue with the Trump trend because so many representatives are basically held by the nuts by Trump because in those areas they're really afraid of losing. And so because they're afraid of losing, they kind of have to do whatever he wants. So Trump has enormous sway and control over the current Republican representatives and government officials. And so what does the GOP do here? And to me, what it looks like is they're really trying to go more in the Trump direction because it benefits short-term gains, right? And politics, you don't really think about long-term gains, kind of just look at the short-term stuff, which is stupid, but that's what you do regardless. That's what they do. So it appears Trump's political career is in jeopardy.